A major contributor to fat and thin golf shots is swaying. You need to cut it out, and I've discovered a new way to do it. I'm Alex Elliott, Top 50 World Coach.
And welcome to the channel if this is your first time here on Alex Elliott Golf. We do things a little bit differently here, so be sure to subscribe, turn the bell if you want to enjoy your golf a little bit more. This is the home of simple golf tips. Let's get into this video.
I know nobody wants to know what they're doing wrong. We just want a fix, but you have to understand what's going wrong with this trail hip. Essentially, when you're swaying, it's moving too laterally, too across, not enough rotation up. That's all you needed to know.
So this is all well and good, but what does this actually do to my ball flight, and how does this cause fat and thin golf shots? At the end of the day, we want to know what this is going to do and how does it cause bad shots. Well, think about this really logically. We've got a video here on the screen of me turning in the backswing. Now, the more I sway, the more you can see my red circle move significantly behind the golf ball. I could make a brilliant downswing here and still catch the golf ball fat and thin, because the whole goal of the golf swing is to have our bottom of the arc ahead of the ball. Now, the more it moves off in the backswing, the more I've got to do in the downswing to make that scenario happen. Of course, it can. That's why sometimes I will hit great golf shots. That's why sometimes even my students that sway will hit great golf shots. But everyone's about consistency. How do I go out time after time after time? Well, the answer is simple. Look at this version right here. Look, if I don't sway, and this is what I say to my students, look how much more my circle stays over the golf ball. That way on the downswing, if I transfer my weight, I open my hips, I've got to do a lot less to get my bottom of the arc ahead. And that's just a really key message here. We're saying, if you sway, you can still hit great golf shots, but you won't be as consistent. And that's a very key message. So without further ado, let's get into this fix. I promise you, I won't leave this video until you fully understand what you got to do to improve.
For every force, there's an equal and opposite reaction. When we're swaying, we're not putting enough force down here, in here. We're not putting enough force in here. It's all moving on the outside. We need to push into the ground for the hip to move back, and it'll do crazy good things to that rotation. I bet you've tried all sorts, but not this. So an absolutely cracking way to get this sensation: grab a golf club, any old golf club. Preferably don't wear spikes so you don't scratch your club. Place it on the ground just here.
Now, you can set this golf drill up in other ways. You could roll up a towel, use a couple of alignment sticks, because I appreciate you may not have an old golf club, or you may not want to actually use your golf club. But the reason is why we're using it right now is I did this drill with Tom, and all we had to hand out on the golf course was a golf club. I said to him, mate, do you mind if we just use one of my clubs or one of your clubs? This way we can bank our foot up, feel that pressure, and it worked absolutely wonders to stop the sway. But by all means, a towel and alignment stick will just work just as perfectly too.
And then you want to position your trail foot where it's almost banking up against it, just like that angle, so it feels like that.
For me, this is one of the most important parts of this video, so I'll take my time with this. Let's take a closer look. And I've just thought of this analogy that I didn't actually tell Tom at the time, but this is why it works. So the whole idea of this drill is now you've got a force to push against so it can push back and cause your hips to work automatically to stop the sway. So let's think of this on a bigger scale. Let's imagine you were hitting a shot on a massive downhill slope. All your weight would stay in your lead side because of the slope. You wouldn't be able to sway back. It would force you to move differently. It would force you to stay over the golf ball. So the idea is simple. We're trying to recreate hitting a golf shot on a massive downhill slope in order to automatically move your hips, move your upper body better, and stop your sway. This is a real way I want you to think about this. And again, I'll repeat this. Imagine you were hitting a golf shot on a massive downhill slope. You wouldn't be able to sway off the golf ball. Your brain wouldn't let you because you'd constantly fat and thin and actually even miss the golf ball. So you would stay more centered, you would stay more over the golf ball, and your sway would be reduced significantly to almost nothing. So the slope acts as a force. The golf club acts as a force. The towel would act as a force, or even the alignment stick, if you chose that, would act as a force to keep you more over the golf ball and stop your sway.
Now this is brilliant. Dress your golf ball, move it to the right ball position. I've got 7-iron. Make a backswing after backswing after backswing, feeling as though you're pushing into that ground. Honestly, the more you push, the more the ground will push back, and rotate your hip in like this. Really, it does it for you. Rotate, rotate. By feeling, I'm pushing pressure onto my instep. And if I'm really detailed in what I'm pushing at here, it's pushing through here, pushing in this side, not swaying and rolling over this way.
Look at the difference in the swing here. When I have the slope or the stick or the golf club down to when I don't. When you've got the stick, the slope or the golf ball down, you can really see I can feel the pressure on the inner part of my foot as much as possible. As soon as I lose that pressure and it goes onto the outer part of my foot, that's where the sway is really exaggerated. So this drill will not make you hide. You've got to really focus on keeping that instep pressure. And this is so key. I mentioned a few big parts of this video, but this is where we can start to build swing thoughts and feelings to take out on the golf course. On that point, let me now show you exactly how you can take this to the course.
Now obviously on the course, you can't have your golf club, but you can do this. I almost section my foot into two. Out of bounds, inbounds. Literally half down the middle of your laces. First practice swing, just feel as though that pressure stays on the inbound side. The right hip does everything else for you. You concentrate on pushing maximum pressure through there. That's all I'm doing here. And look at the quality of my hip turn. There is zero sway.
Let me leave you with this thought before you head out on the golf course. The focus of this drill and any drill should not be to stop swaying. And what I mean by that is, if you stand over the golf ball and think, stop sway, stop sway, stop sway, that's the worst thing you can probably do. You would actually probably sway more. The focus should be on the root cause. And this is how you start to build your swing thoughts. So I've given you the root cause. It's where your pressure is moving to the outstep of your foot. So your swing thought for the golf course, I know you can't have our bank there, our slope there in terms of the golf club, alignment stick or towel, but you can have a key focus point. And that is a key message in this video. Thanks for watching.